Hello dear students. Now we are going further about article writing. Before this, we had seen the different styles of writing, and today we will discuss different sequences of writing and how does a particular sequence match with a particular style. So there is one sequence of time. Sequence of time is very much, required in the narrative style of writing. Suppose you are writing on Mahatma Gandhi, you are writing on Indian War of Independence, or you are writing on French Revolution. These things you can't write unless you have a proper sequence of time. If you are writing on Mahatma Gandhi, you will have first to write when he was born, when he went to London, when he went to South Africa, when he launched the non-cooperation movement, when he launched the civil disobedience movement, etc., etc. That means it should go in the sequence of time. First you mention that thing which happened first, then you mention that thing which followed that event. So in this way, dear students, we have the sequence of time going quite nicely with the narrative style. Likewise, we have the palatal sequence, the sequence of place that goes very nicely with the descriptive style. Suppose you are writing about Patna. You will start from, suppose you start from Danapur, you start from one edge of Patna and move, keep on moving in one particular direction. You go to the next edge, and then you start from another one edge and go to the last one. For example, you start from east and go to west, or from west and go to east, and then from north and go to south, or from south and go to north. This type of thing is known as the sequence of place. That we start from one point in place and move towards the last point in that direction. This is sequence of place. Whenever you are describing a thing, you will do like that. If you describe a person, you describe from face to toe or from toe to face. Now, the third sequence is known as the causal sequence. Cause and effect. There are only three sequences. First sequence is the sequence of time, already mentioned. The second sequence is the sequence of place. And the third sequence is the sequence of cause and effect. Every cause leads to an effect, and then from that effect arises another cause. Suppose you are writing about the global warming. Now here in global warming, the chosen style will be expository style, with a little bit of admixture of argumentative style. Likewise, in any debate, there will be the chosen style. That will be the chosen style will be the argumentative style with a little bit of expository style. And in both the cases, the dominant sequence that is to be used will be the sequence of cause and effect, known as causal sequence. So for global warming, for the example I tell you, you will start saying that because of the pollution and because of the emission of gases like chlorofluorocarbon, etc., and carbon dioxide, what happens? That there is greenhouse effect in our atmosphere. That means with the increase of the carbon dioxide, the heat is got and preserved for a longer period in the atmosphere, resulting into the increase in the temperature of the atmosphere of the earth. And if the temperature increases, what happens? If the temperature increases, this works on the ice stores in the polar regions and the ice begins to melt. And if the ice melts, then the sea level rises, and if the sea level rises, then the islands, etc., start getting submerged into the sea. And this creates a great threat on the earth, and this is one of the most important aspects of global warming, besides the general troubles that come because of the region temperature. Now they have other such causes, and at present I am not going to discuss all the things about global warming. I just want to make you know how cause and effect. That because of the emission of carbon dioxide, the greenhouse effect. Now this greenhouse effect becomes another cause, and because of the greenhouse effect, the rise in the temperature of the atmosphere, and because of the rise in the temperature of the atmosphere, the rising level of sea water, etc., etc. So you have seen that these are the sequences, these are the styles. Every time in your article there is a dominant style and a dominant sequence that matches with that style, with an necessary admixture wherever necessary of other styles and other sequences that are not dominant. Now before I conclude this, I will say that your introduction to the topic should be an attractive introduction. For making it attractive, you can use the pictorial effects, the sound effects coming from your words and the structures of sentences. And after that, there should be the systematic development. The first paragraph should be an attractive introduction, rest should be systematic development of the theme, and the last paragraph should be a conclusive, should be an inspiring and effective conclusion. You may put, for the sake of inspiration, some important quotes or some lines of poetry if you wish. Otherwise, just give your conclusion, and that's all. Thank you.